Stop Depriving the World of You. A Guide for Getting Unstuck. Written by Darlene Corbett. Narrated by Elise Smith. Chapter 1. Get Unstuck. All living specimens are in movement. Have you ever really thought about the fact that the universe is constantly in flux? That's right. Nothing truly stays the same. If you have never given this much reflection, take a few moments to focus on this idea. Although such shifting is not always visible to the human eye, there is movement all around us. Often, we take it for granted. The earth rotates around the sun, but we do not feel it. The seasons change, and we see it as part of life, except for those of us in the Northeast who grumble about humid summers and freezing winters. Without thinking about movement, we come to appreciate the gifts we receive from such activity. Beautiful perennials begin their arrival at spring's doorstep, reminding us that the dry heat of summer is right around the corner. Glorious autumn ushers in a unique display of colors, and although many of us eventually tire of the cold and snow, some people, especially skiers, enjoy winter wonderland. What about the animals? They instinctively recognize the times of the year to accelerate their movement. Robins head south for the winter, along with other specimens, including many human snowbirds. The monarch butterfly is an example of movement and change at its most spectacular. They leave their caterpillar body through metamorphosis and become the most majestic of winged insects before moving to warmer climates. All four classical elements exhibit movement. The earth is constantly shifting, but so subtly as not to upset nature, except on rare occasions when we experience deadly earthquakes. The air is moving as creatures of the earth breathe in oxygen and expel carbon dioxide. For those who study the sun, movement happens along its surface. Finally, water, magnificent H2O, in its fluid state, abounds with motion. Even when frozen, under the right conditions, movement prevails. Now, you might wonder why I am discussing such an esoteric issue. Should this not be left to philosophers, climatologists, or perhaps biologists or other scientists who are interested in the impact of movement on us? For the average Joe, or Josephine, does it really matter? People are so busy with their own lives, they might simply say, "Who cares? What does this have to do with me?" I would look at them and say everything and anything related to you and your world. They might look at me with a perplexed expression, but not desire to continue the dialogue. Others might yawn, look bored, and change the subject, or even walk away. But what about those who don't? They begin to ponder this idea as something worth exploring. If you fall in that last category, I am talking about you. Yes, right again. You, the one who is open to possibilities and willing to explore the idea of movement and its influence on your life journey. My desire to write this book is for you. I want to share with you my belief in your ability to get unstuck and move beyond your current circumstances. It is my ultimate belief that the ingenious author, George Eliot, was correct. Quote, "You are never too old to be what you might have been." End quote. I invite you to consider her words of wisdom. I also suggest you give my words pause. The bad news is that nothing stays the same, but the better news is nothing stays the same. The impermanence of each moment gives us opportunity for growth and transformation. With each slight shift, change can occur, and that, my friend, is a wonderful thing. Each of us should keep this in mind all the days of our lives. I hope you are ready to awaken the gifts, talents, and strengths that are lying dormant in you. Maybe you have started this process but lost momentum. Either way, you have already begun the exercise of getting unstuck and back on the right path. Let's get going. Be prepared for a fun and exciting adventure. Let me help you stop depriving the world of you and watch what happens as you begin to sparkle and shine from the inside out. Chapter 2. Get unstuck. You are in movement. Sometimes it feels as if you are in a rut and will never get out. So why bother trying? You believe that your efforts to do something different have gone by the wayside. Certain people seem to have it easier and just glide through life unencumbered. Sound familiar? Most people have these feelings at some time in their lives. There are even some people who believe certain situations remain permanent. One could make the argument for such a case, but what they forget is that what seems to be a permanent situation may have been a result of some change, which continues to reverberate in one's life. Let me give you an example. A few months ago, while in a nail salon of all places, I was discussing this very issue with a group of women. Most agreed with me, or at least appeared to be silently mulling over the idea. One woman, who did not seem to be listening to the conversation, suddenly turned to me and said, "That is not true. Some things are permanent." I was a bit taken aback by her rather blunt exclamation, but asked her what she meant. Her response was, "I ended my marriage, and it will remain permanent." I looked at her and gave a concessionary nod. But then I asked her to consider the following. Yes, your divorce may be permanent, but you moved and became unstuck. Staring at me intently, she smiled begrudgingly and nodded in agreement. I invite you now to see for yourself. Take a journey with me to observe that not only our universe is in flux, but every part of you is too. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Now imagine you are walking along a beautiful beach in the early morning of a lovely summer day. The sun is beginning to rise, and as that big red ball makes its way into the sky, a stunning masterpiece of purple, rose, and gold is developing. It is as if an artist took paint from its palette and dabbed different colors onto a canvas, about to create something new, something magnificent, something never to be seen again on this new day, this new dawn. Continue your way along the beach. Notice, with each step you take, the sand is moving so slightly, and with each breath you take, oxygen is entering your body as carbon dioxide is being expelled. Perhaps now you wouldn't mind turning your attention to the water. We have a special connection to water. We are conceived in a watery substance. We need water. We are comprised mainly of water, and we are like water. Fluid. I invite you to take a journey inward and think about the splendid design of the intricate human body. The respiratory, circulatory, muscular, and other systems are working together in synchronicity. Now, imagine these systems are like the winds, strings, and brass sections of an orchestra, making beautiful, harmonious music with the mighty brain conducting. What a dazzling creation! As you continue to visualize, think about the fact that every single cell of every part of your internal workings are in motion. Lavish movement truly abounds. Now, just take a moment and enjoy the internal rhythms and fluidity of you. Whenever you are ready, take another breath and slowly open your eyes. Notice how you feel. Allow yourself a few moments to savor this experience. When I have used this visualization with clients, they have expressed pleasure around embarking on such a tranquil excursion. When we finish, some have indicated their wish for it to never end. They smile when I remind them that even good things sometimes must end. Another example of inconsistency. They know, however, they can close their eyes, focus, and evoke the image at any time. My purpose for suggesting this exercise was for you to get in touch with movement. With all this external and internal fluidity, we know people get stuck personally and professionally. Consequences can be innumerable. When it is personal, the impact may have a ripple effect on all areas of life. If it is professional, not only may it create job insecurity and alienation of coworkers, but it can also affect family relationships and friendships. When this circuitous pattern occurs, stagnation seems to prevail, and the world begins to feel very dark, ugly, and negative. Even during such stuck and stark periods, movement prevails, and with that, beauty and light still exist. Chapter 3. Get unstuck. Look for the collateral beauty. Not long ago, I reluctantly went to see the movie Collateral Beauty, starring the fabulous Will Smith, Helen Mirren, and Edward Norton. My hesitation to attend was based on the trailers I had seen and mixed reviews I had read. Well, it was most fortuitous. I ignored my impressions from both. The movie had a great impact on me. It was sad, but haunting, and the phrase, "look for the collateral beauty," resonated with me. Now let me be clear. The theme, the death of a child, is incomprehensible to imagine, and it is difficult to find meaning and beauty when such a tragedy occurs. If you look at the message on a broader scale, looking for collateral beauty is essential to survive in a world which can be quite unpredictable. What choice do we have? Sadly, and at times, understandingly, some are unable to find it. Others, however, recognize they must search for collateral beauty as a way to become unstuck and find meaning even after the unspeakable occurs. Somehow, they begin to move in a different direction and seek beauty by engaging in charitable acts of goodwill and kindness. Although nothing can ever completely ease the deep wounds tragedy inflicts, such meaningful actions can assuage some of the pain and allow the light to emit again. Light always finds a way to permeate the darkness. I have a lovely cousin who is losing her vision. As her eyesight diminishes, her light sensitivity increases, and her eyes actually blister when they're exposed to the light. This wonderful person has searched for every contraption to stop the light from entering her visual range. Thus far, she has been unable to do so. No matter what she attempts regarding eyewear and other accessories, the light filters through. Although it is a painful metaphor, her situation reminds us that light penetrates the darkest of barriers. In addition, my cousin maintains a sunny disposition even as her eyesight withers. Her humor, effervescence, and belief in possibilities help her cope with the loss and the pain of her affliction. Without ignoring the sadness she expresses from time to time, she always finds a way to look for beauty under the most arduous of circumstances. I remind her that her attitude towards life and its shortcomings is a beam of light wherever she goes. Although some people's circumstances may not be as dire as my cousin's, none of us will escape life's unfair challenges. In fact, we will receive wounds and their eventual scar tissue, or what I refer to as the splinters in the heart. Hopefully, we heal, accept life's battles, and continue to develop tools to prevent futility and atrophy. Also, we must savor those intermittent periods of peace and joy and allow them to embed in our brain. By doing so, we can draw upon them when collateral beauty and light are difficult to find. Searching for beauty and light is not always visual. as my visually impaired cousin can attest and exemplify. How about sounds such as laughter? What a beautiful gift from the universe. Laughter allows us to experience collateral beauty by lightening the mood. Not only does it move us physically and emotionally, but laughter is also infectious and engaging. Think about a time when you saw someone laughing, or they told you a story which made you laugh. Maybe tears were streaming down your face. What fun you were having! Take a moment now, close your eyes, and think of that image or a similar one which made you laugh so much you could not stop for several seconds. Really immerse yourself in the scene. Notice the smile it puts on your face. Recognize it as a testament to the fact that things can shift quickly. For many, laughter is curative. It is evidence that becoming unstuck may not be an insurmountable feat. Not only does it change your mood, but maybe, just maybe, a positive or creative thought will enter your mind, which can alter the course of your direction. Voila! The collateral beauty has begun to reveal itself, and it is just the beginning. Another sound that creates collateral beauty is music. Some music is fast and allows us to move and feel excited, free, and lighthearted. Even people who do not enjoy dancing or appear to be stoic and stiff cannot help but sway their body when the rhythm touches their spirit. A great example of this is in the movie Genius, a story about the friendship between renowned book editor Max Perkins and the literary giant Thomas Wolfe. In one scene, the serious and subdued Mr. Perkins, played by Colin Firth, is at a nightclub with the colorful Mr. Wolfe, reenacted by Jude Law. The music is jazzy and bluesy, and Mr. Wolfe is having the time of his life. Mr. Perkins, in his somberness, slowly begins to smile and tap his foot. The rhythm and sensuality of this kind of music cannot help touch even the most restrained. Even people who do not dance can become mesmerized by the beautiful fluidity of dance. Look at the popularity of TV shows like Dancing with the Stars and So You Think You Can Dance. One of my favorite dances to observe is the Argentine tango. Watching the footwork of the experienced tango partners is magical. How about watching a belly dancer? Recently, a few of my high school friends and I attended a classmate's show at an assisted living facility. She and her troupe were performing a variety of Middle Eastern dances. Being half Lebanese, it was a treat for me to watch and be reminded of my heritage and family. Some of the dances were familiar, but there were a few which were not, including an Egyptian cane dance. As I looked around the room, I saw a number of older adults moving and clapping to the music. As they took in the beauty of these ancient dances, they appeared to be enchanted and moved. Watching these majestic women dance was captivating. They were all ages and sizes. You could see in their dance they were experiencing beauty through the marriage of music and movement, and we were the recipients of the collateral beauty. Other music creates deep movement within, allowing us to experience collateral beauty in another form. Classical music generates this for me. When listening, I experience beauty and light on many levels and find tears rolling down my face because of the raw emotion it evokes. Recently, I became reacquainted with the classical guitar. I forgot how much I enjoyed the beauty of this tantalizing music. Music is so powerful and can transform us. I am sure you agree. What is your favorite music? Again, close your eyes and imagine it. Better yet, if you have it readily available, go ahead and play it. See how much you will move or be moved, or maybe both. If nothing else, it proves the fact that if you can move, you can get unstuck. Collateral beauty is everywhere, and it is not just revealed through images and sound. How about through smell and touch? Why do you think aromatherapy is so popular? How about all the women and men who wear a favorite cologne, which is often the final embellishment for feeling beautiful? What about hugging and holding another human being, a loved partner or spouse, beloved pet, and most precious for many, a miraculous child? How about massages and spa treatments, which mix touch and scent? Collateral beauty can be experienced on many levels. Because we are so visual, we often forget about the expression of our other senses. We will discuss the importance of the multisensory experience as a skill in a later chapter. For now, as Helen Mirren aptly stated in the movie, look for the collateral beauty. As you do, watch what happens on your journey to becoming unstuck.